To let go does not mean to get rid of. To let go means to let be. When we let be with compassion, things come and go on their own. This was said by Jack Cornfield. Namaste everyone. As you can see, I am traveling to my husband's hometown for the annual puja of my father-in-law. We stopped at a eatery to eat some lunch. As you can see, my sister-in-laws were there to welcome me in my home, reminding me of my wedding time. So guys, I am on the terrace and this is beautiful. Let me show you a glimpse of the village life. We perform the aarti evening, which is a ritual at home. Every evening, we all gather together in front of our mandir to sing the aartis and bhajans of the Lord. Our dinner was a very interesting sabzi, which is lauki palak, and we also had multiple things, and especially the gaon ki roti was tasty. Next morning, we performed the Sundarkand Ramayana. We read it, and my sister-in-law, who's the eldest in the family, knows a lot about these things, so she's guiding everyone how to sing it. Then the Sundarkand part happened, and of course, let me tell you, I had tears in my eyes because Ramayana is such a beautiful part of our history. My sister-in-law is making the chalk, which is made with atta, and sometimes chawal ka atta is also used, and Pandit ji is preparing for the havan. I also wore the moli, and then we have the havan samagri. हाथ से मिलाओगे ना?
ओम सूर्याय स्वाहा ओम ह्रीं गणपतये स्वाहा ओम शं शुक्राय स्वाहा जनदेवाय स्वाहा चलो चलो भाई हमसे चलो
कि हम तो
दूसरों के लिए जीते हैं, अपना जीवन क्या है, दूसरों के लिए समर्पित है। बैकग्राउंड में आ गया है।
Then we had a good amount of poha and lunch was prepared. Puri?
कचौड़ी आलू टमाटर मटर की सब्जी रायता मिक्स सब्जी
अच्छा, इतना कुछ बन रहा है।
अभी बहुत गर्म हो रहा है, ये देखो ज़्यादा।
I am proud of my daughter-in-law.
अरे वाह!
Ikshita Chatterjee.
I just wanted to show you one of my favorite saris in the whole world. So this is a Banarsi sari in which I took my fairas, and if you see, it was originally from a small district near Banaras called Bhadohi, and you can see the work. It's very old. It's vintage, and the zari is still not black, though the sari has become a little crushed and crumpled. I'll get it charak pressed and ironed, but this is how it looks. 2-3 बैठे हुए हैं, देखो बंदर। Well, I also found some out-of-home advertising of a barber's shop at the back of the auto. Brilliant move. Exactly 1 year ago, on the 1st of January, I stood at the confluence of the Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati at Prayagraj, and immersing my father-in-law's ashes in it It was definitely a moment that felt very surreal, very grounding, very, humbling. And it's as if the universe had paused to tell me, and it was supposed to make me confront my life, relationships, and other things. My father-in-law and I didn't have a very cordial relationship. He was a man who was definitely shaped by patriarchy and a system which is flawed, and it shaped most of his worldwide view and his way he reacted to things. As someone who grew up in a very liberal Bengali household, I often clashed with his rigid, very, high expectations and strong opinions. I struggled to find a common ground, honestly, and for years we simply coexisted. But life always has a very special way of unraveling mysteries, and um, I don't know. In the last 1.5 months of his life, he stayed with us, and I think those walls came down between both of us. As his health declined, he did uh, bridge the distance between us. And in those final weeks, I began to see the man who he was behind all the patriarchy, the staunchness, and the rigidity. I realized that while patriarchy shaped him, it didn't define him entirely. He was complex, as we all are, and in his own way, he had tried to do his best for his family. Well, he was a man who had a lot of honesty, integrity, and values. These values were something I greatly admired, uh, and finally, when we lost him on 29th December last year, which is 2024. It's not 2024, 2023. I think I felt a sense of peace uh, because not only we had reconciled before his last hours, and we had learned to see each other differently in a different way. His passing taught me the power of letting go, of seeing beyond labels, and of finding peace even in the most unlikely relationships. I miss him sometimes, and I truly do. Well, this year on his birthday, which is the annual celebration of his life, and then of course there's a puja. I felt like I was also letting go of the years of resentment, the hatred, and misunderstandings, and the cultural, arrogance which I came from. Being a Bengali woman in a North Indian household can be very difficult. I carried my independence like a badge of armor, constantly weighed down by expectations. But in that moment, I think those cultural divides didn't play anymore. So here I am, a year later, stepping into another realm of reconciliation and gratitude, that I had a chance to know better, and I have become a little wiser, a little softer, and finally I think I've made peace with relationships, that not everything is as per our expectations, but we learn to live and coexist with them peacefully, and also see people for who they are, and not who they can become. I think that's a very pragmatic thought I am leaving with. Well, this blog was a little tribute to his life, and a little more understanding of the cultural nuances and the anxieties with which we all come with. So I think I'm getting there. I'm not a perfect human being. I'm trying to be honest, and I'm trying to be very true to my opinions now. As Steve Maraboli says, the truth is, unless you let go, forgive yourself, forgive the situation, realize the past is over, you cannot move forward.